Hey. Good afternoon. Happy Wednesday. It's another event in the Crafty Bunch, which I'm always grateful to be here. Thank you, Angie and Chris. And I'm hanging out here today with the girls. We got another spotlight event going on. And the spotlighter this week is Miss Judy Wyatt from Wyatt's Whatnots. And she's a Canute. She's from Canada. But she's a girl on our team, and she does a lot of really fun things. So yeah, we're doing a theme today that is about, it's called April Showers Bring Me Flowers, and that was her idea. So she's therefore the spotlighter for today on Wednesday in the Crafty Bunch. So as you guys start coming on in, I really appreciate you saying hello. Hey, Miss Terry, how are you, sweetheart? It's good to have you here, as always, Terry. Sorry, I've been missing kind of MIA with the other group, but I've just been kind of like, I don't know, just sick and overwhelmed and got things going on. So eventually I'll get there and get back in with the other group. But well, thank you, Angie, for sprinkling there. Appreciate that. So Cheryl just finished up with Mama's Pea, and she did a cute little bag. I love that little bag that she did, guys, with the little rosettes, flowers, and all that. So, oh, there I am. Okay, now I can see some comments in there on my phone. So today, like I said, is it's a spotlight thing called April Showers Bring May Flowers. And I'm all about that. My birthday was in April a few weeks ago. And, you know, spring is a good season for me. I always love spring, even though it can get a little rainy in Florida. But actually, speaking of rain, we haven't had hardly any rain except for the last few days. We've had a little bit. But so, yeah, like I said, I'm just kind of waiting for everybody to kind of sort of come in and tell you a little bit about what I'm going to do. And once again, it's Judy from Wyatt's Whatnots. She's our spotlighter. She's later on this afternoon. And she does a lot of really great painting. Hey, Miss Mary, how are you, Miss Painted Peach? Tracy, hello there. Oh, Florida. Well, I'm from Florida too, girlfriend. I live in DeLand, which is west of Daytona, about 30 minutes inland from Daytona, straight across. And thank you for being first timers. If you are first timers, I appreciate you tap on the screen, see the little buttons up there, and give me a follow. For those that are just joining me and don't really know what I'm about, mainly I work a lot of times in polymer clay. Even if I do something a little different, I usually add a clay element into it. If anybody saw my bird bath, go back and watch that on Sunday. I made a cute little frog, like a little hanging tree frog, which he's actually sitting out on my fountain right now with my little fountain going on. So so today I have another clay project that I'm going to be showing you kind of an interesting technique, just another thing that you can do with clay. And it's kind of called, it's reliefing in a way on a piece of clay. Just across the water from Pensacola. Girl, I used to live in Panama City until Hurricane Michael took us out. We were there, and we actually stayed through that dang hurricane and wiped us out. So we ended up segueing eventually and coming back to this area over here that my family's close by. So yeah, so you're a panhandle girl. Good for you. All right. So like I said, let's go ahead and get started on our project. I do have a 45-minute window. Also, I want to let people know that if you are not familiar with me, I do a giveaway every single time at the end of my, like, the last 5 minutes or so. And I will give you a hashtag word, and you will put that in. And then we'll do a drawing with this little tool I have for a $5 Amazon gift certificate. So it's kind of like my bribery way of getting you to stay and watch me till the end if you want to have a chance on winning the gift certificate, which I do give out at the end of the month. So, yeah, okay. So, Tracy, I had my honeymoon in Panama City. Yeah, I miss Panama City sometimes. I really do. I miss those beaches. They're great. Daytona beaches are okay, but ain't nothing like Panama City as far as I'm concerned, girl. The white beaches are beautiful. All right, so like I said, I'm working today. Hey, Cindy, you've been on my heart and my mind. I'm wondering how you're doing, girl. I know you had that accident, and we haven't seen you live in a while, and I just wanted to know, I just wanted to make sure that you're doing all right. So let me get back to my project, and you guys can obviously go ahead and comment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you at my second camera. I'm going to take you down on my table because it's a little bit closer and it's easier to see. And then I'm going to tell you, like I said, if you have any questions about polymer clay or what I'm doing, then I'll definitely, be able to answer those for you. Like I said, today's is a technique. It's kind of like another thing that you can do with polymer clay. And I'm glad you're getting better, Cindy. All right, so let's go ahead and switch that camera over, because I could blab for another 20 minutes and waste a lot of my crafting time, but we need to get on with the project. So like a shower, it's April flowers bring April showers bring May flowers, and then somebody said, and then the May flowers bring the pilgrims, which I thought was pretty cute. All right, so I found a little image here. It's going to be modified, but I wanted something to kind of go by, and I'm going to be doing a kind of a relief feel on a piece of clay with this image. And like I said, I'm going to change her up a little bit with her hair and whatnot, but it's sort of like going with this, okay? And I'm going to do the clay on a round board. This is just one of those little rounds from the Dollar Tree, little wood rounds. Okay, I'm going to do it on there. You can see I've pre-painted my background image. And I also have a bunch of, I've pre-made a lot of these because of the time and everything, but I made a bunch of these little clay flowers yesterday, and they're going to be bordered around here once I get my clay piece done. So that's going to kind of finish it off, and they're going to be really cute on there. All right, so the first thing I want to do there right now is I'm going to go ahead and put a little stencil design on this area here, just because I want to give it a little extra interest with the flowers, and I think that'll look pretty cool. And then I'm going to get to the clay piece here, which is this. This is a piece of polymer clay. It's a fairly thick piece. It doesn't look thick to you guys, but it is actually thick for me. And I'll show you how I'm going to kind of like carve this out a little bit to get that relief effect. And if anybody doesn't know about polymer clay, you're more than welcome to ask me questions about it, especially if you're a first timer. All right, so let me go ahead and paint this little guy right now and get this done. I'm just going to throw a little color on this. I kept going back and forth like what colors to use on, because everybody hears me, I'm always saying I don't know what colors to use on anything, because I'm always loving every color, but I always want to make sure that my colors turn out to be pretty cool. So like I said, this is just kind of a floral, all over floral design here that I thought would be kind of cool to add a little extra interest on the background of the flowers. And hope that it's in my mind's eye, so hopefully my mind's eye will be right with this one. I'll get it right. So like I said, stenciling, if anybody knows stenciling, it's not the most exciting thing to watch, but it has a pretty cool effect. So I like to use sponges. That's my favorite thing to do because I don't really oversaturate. And I always, if you ever do stenciling, you kind of dab on, and then you kind of dab off a little bit. You off brush or offset, off sponge, whatever. So you don't get too much on there. And like I said, I just want kind of a light idea on this. We'll see. Hopefully, like I said, that this is going to work. Usually, sometimes I've taken down, depending on the project, to keep them in place, but this time I didn't. So hopefully it's not moving too much on me. We'll see. Okay, that's looking pretty good. So I'm just going to go around and border that sort of area like that real quick, and offloading. Thank you, Terry. I knew the word. I just couldn't get it out of my brain. My blonde brain sometimes doesn't come up with the right words. Offloading. That's the word. How you been, Miss Terry? I miss you. Robert's always talking about you guys. When are you going to get back with the other girls? I'm like, I don't know. We just don't seem to do much with that group anymore, but we need to. I miss the girls. Lydia's on her way here. You guys know that. She's heading to Florida right now. I don't know if she's going to be able to watch, but I'm hoping that we're going to be able to get together. I don't really know what her itinerary is, but that would be great if her and I could get together and hang out. And we talked about doing a craft together. We'll see how it all goes. It's up to her, really. I'm pretty loose this weekend. So it's really up to what she wants to do. She's the tourist in this particular situation in Orlando. There we go. So yeah, like I said, I'm hoping that this little stencil idea is not going to be, I don't think it's going to be too busy once I get the flowers onto it. Actually add a little bit to it, I think. And I'm just not doing any particular rhyme or reason with this thing. I'm just kind of throwing it on there since it's kind of an all over pattern. Lena and I will be painting tonight. That's right. You guys do that. It's Wednesday night. And that, by the way, is another group that I have with these other girls that we actually do group crafts together. So if you're ever interested in doing a group craft, you're more than welcome to go over there and check that out and join my page, and then you'll know more about that too. I'm gonna go off on too much tangent like that since we're doing this event in the Crafty Bunch, but yeah, that's our other group. All right, and I got one more section to do, and then I think I'm good to go with this guy here. What's everybody up to today? It's beautiful sunny weather. I'm literally staring out at the sunshine, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. Even though we've had a little bit of rain, it hasn't been high humidity, so it's pretty cool. But speaking of rain, like I said, this is a rain theme. You guys been following. If you're not familiar with the Crafty Bunch, then go over there and definitely follow them. It's a free group, and see all the awesome crafters we got. And see some pretty cool things. I love the umbrella that Mary did earlier today too, and the little ducky and whatnot. Okay, so I think we're good. I got a little line right there, but I ain't gonna worry about that. I'll put some flowers over that. So that's just kind of like an old Oliver thing. I'm gonna let that sit over there and dry, because that's gonna be what we're gonna put our clay piece on. Now, what I need to do is, like I said, this is this clay here is a real thick, this is a heavy duty firm polymer clay, believe it or not. It might not look it, but it's kind of floppy and sticky. But I need to go ahead and put, excuse me, take a drink. I'm going to cut this little circle out, because that's what's going to go around there, and then we'll start working on the actual piece. Find my blade. I think I'm going to use my the back of a butter knife. Sometimes I use the X-Acto, but since I'm on my silicone board, I don't want to cut my board. So I'm going to see if I can just get a cut on it this way. Like I said, people might not realize this, but this actually is pretty thick for polymer clay. If you've ever worked with ceramics, you know they work with those big old thick slabs. And but you know, ceramics different because it's a mud clay. This is a plastic based clay that does bake in your oven, and it's pretty cool though, because it's a lot more cleaner than working with ceramics, and you don't have to have a kiln with it. Well, I'm not cutting a very good circle there. I'll have to clean that up. And it's kind of flexible. It's kind of stretchy, so whenever you make a little error or something like that, or you need to put something back together, and then also too, when you're handling it, it can kind of misshapen. So there's certain ways to do certain things with it, which you can all learn if anybody's interested. I do have a little clay course that you can get from me. It's like 10 videos, and it teaches you all the basics you need to know with working with polymer clay for hand building. Okay, so I got my little guy cut out there. I'm going to leave these pieces in case I need to use anything else. I'm not sure. I'm looking at what I'm going to do, but then I might modify it a little bit. So I'm going to kind of use this as my gauge too, as I'm doing my, I'm not done, Kim. What am I talking about? So the next thing I need to do is I need to put this on top of here, and then I'm basically going to just trace this image on the clay. And the way I do that is you take a stylus. I usually take one of my little skinny stylus like this, and I just kind of trace over the image. I don't want it to be too pointy, because you can actually go through the paper on it. If you're only going to use it once, it wouldn't hurt to go through the paper. But you do just put a little bit of a press on it. You can kind of feel it. You can feel the clay getting an indentation in there as you work with it. Now I've got this black clay laid out here next to me, because I might end up putting the black clay, overlaying the black clay on top of these areas, you know, the umbrella part and on her little dress part. It just depends. I have to see how it goes, because it might give a little extra dimension. If I'm going to do that, then I'll pretty much have to overlay everything. But basically, if anybody knows about reliefing, relief basically just means raised. So when you're doing an image like on a wall or on something like that, and you've got it, you know, it's raised up. You can do it with stencils and mud and all that sort of thing. That's called reliefing. And I used to do a lot of reliefing on walls and stuff when I had my decorative business. But now this is kind of going off a little bit, so I have to kind of create it my own way. But yeah, that's what reliefing means. So it's got, basically it's a way to kind of use this image and create a little bit more dimension with the clay, make it look a little bit cooler, I think, than just, you know, the painting itself is really cute, but let's add a little extra something to it, because I will be painting this. I'm going to be painting it as well. Okay. Where's all the people today? They must be hanging out somewhere else, something else. All right, so like I said, I'm just basically just doing a quick little outline, but you want to press enough to where you know that you'll be able to see it. When you take this off, you'll be able to see it in clay. Her hair is going to be a little bit different. I'm not going to do a little bob cut. I'm going to bring it down a little bit more. I think I will do the bangs though. And I'm going to follow her jawline and whatnot there. Eyes. But I might even just paint those on instead of dimension on. We'll see. Oh, the eyes, I'll probably do dimension on those. The lips, I could actually create some lips from clay if I need to. So, you know, this might not be a project that I finish today and the live because it takes a little bit of time to do this, but I am going to do my best to get through as much of it as I can. And let's see, I just want to make sure I'm pressed in enough there to see this. I might not even do her little laces there. She's got like little laces on her dress. I might do those. I could paint those in though if I want to. Now I've got the hole right here down the center. So I know that. And then her hands. I'll turn this over for her hands. And I guess that's my smallest one, isn't it? Yeah. So her hands are pretty delicate. And so I'm having to kind of go real careful with her hands. And I know I'm going to end up finagling this myself with the clay because I know I'll probably lose this image right here. But at least I want to get a general idea of her hands, and I can put her fingers in. All right, let's see what I've got here when I pull this away. All right, you guys might not be able to see that, or you might be able to see it. Okay, I think you can see it pretty. You might be able to see it. It's actually, see, the image is actually in the clay. All right. So at that point, what I do is, you know, if I want to, I can kind of go back over and kind of do this number to sort of, you know, if you're not sure about a spot, it shows up a little bit better. Also, I forgot to put these little guys in, the little umbrella metal pieces in the bottom, so I'll do that too. Although I'm going to be creating some little things over that. I should have just waited to do that, but anyway, I can go back over them again. Like I said, working with clay is very user-friendly. If you make a mistake or something, you can always go back over and fix it by either covering it up back with the clay or brushing it out or whatever you want to do. There's lots of different things you can do to fix a boo-boo. All right, and then this is going to be like that. Okay, so now here's the deal. What I want to do is I want to create it so that it looks like it's raised a little bit on the actual. Sorry about my glare, guys. Sometimes you can get too much light going on and you might not be able to see things because of the glare. But okay, so what I'm going to do now is, like I said, you can't see it very well, I don't think, but I think maybe once I start, it always looks a little bit different when I see it. Go back and look at the replay too, as opposed to what it really looks like. Excuse me. I still have a little bit of a scratchy throat from a cold and getting over. So what I'm going to do now is I have this little tool here, and this is kind of like a takeaway tool. I don't exactly know the term for it, but basically it kind of like you can take in there and take a little bit out. So I want to create so that the image of the umbrella and whatnot is forefront. And of course, this is the background. And if you look on this background here, it's got kind of a texture like it's raining. So I'm going to do my best to kind of recreate that kind of thing. And so first off, I do want to take some of this clay out. And so I'm just doing this number here. I'm literally just like pulling the clay out. And that's why I made it a little bit thicker, because I wanted it to be able to be dimensional for the other piece. And it's not going to be like super like raised, but it'll be enough to where you'll be able to tell the difference once I get done with it. And I have to be able to have, you know, enough thickness to be able to pull this out like this. So once I get this done, all right. I haven't seen any comments. I hear everybody's pretty quiet right now. That's fine too. That's cool. But like I said, this is called reliefing. And a lot of people, sculptures, you know, they do this on various pieces. I wanted to choose something that was fairly simple, didn't have too much detail to kind of show you the process. Okay, so I'm basically just scraping it away. And I'm scraping it away around that edge too, but you'll be able to get to that edge and define that umbrella and her little body in a minute. So as I scrape it away, and it's kind of funky right now, but then I'm going to take a toothbrush, and I have another brush here, and I'm going to clean it up once I get some of that actually taken away. So this is kind of like like carving with clay. It's a way to carve in a sense. So you could do the same thing with wood, carving out. So besides building, hand building, like some of the things I do. So this is a carving technique. And then, like I said, I might lay the other stuff on there. You can notice too that I'm all going in the same direction because the rain goes in the same direction. If I started pulling it this way, you could do that, but it just makes it a little bit more, how would I say? It goes with the flow, so to speak, when you're all going in the same direction that your other piece is, and the rain's going vertically, not horizontally. So up in here, I want to go, see how I wanted to go that way with it. I'm actually, if I pull this way, probably the better thing to do. Let's pull it, carve out that way. It's kind of like I said, it's a little bumpling now because the clay is pulling, but I'm not worried about that. Thank you, Miss Tanya. Appreciate that. So yeah, like I said, what I'm doing here is making a clay relief. It's something I don't think I've showed you guys how to do yet with clay. Basically, it's kind of like carving out with clay. And we're working on this little gal here. We're going to recreate her to a degree. It's not going to be exactly like her. I just needed to have something to kind of go by for a guide. And yeah, so let me just try to pull as much of that out of there as I can. And you got to be careful that you don't pull too much because you'll make a hole. But even if you do, all you do is just put a little clay back and patch it back up. It's no big deal. This clay is actually pretty darn firm, you guys. You'd be surprised. Even though it seems floppy when I'm handling it, when you're actually carving with it or when you're using it in your hands, it's pretty firm. All right. So, like I said, once I get this part done, I think it'll get a little bit more fun to see how you add in some of the details with it. So, like I said, I'm hanging out here. Oh, one thing I tell you that I told my husband, if you guys saw me, he's been on a couple times with me now. He's all jazzed up. He's like, when are we going live again? It's so funny. I'm like, well, I gotta have a time frame when you're off work and I can work with the girls and everything. But Robert's all about being on lives with me now, so you might see a little bit more of him. But besides all that, I mentioned to him that Lydia was coming and that we might have a chance to see each other. And he goes, well, is she going to be coming here? And I said, I don't know if she's going to trek here from Orlando, but the shop there where I have my studio, we've been sharing it, and he had a lot of tools in here. He's like, well, I got to get it cleaned up for her. So one thing about that is he went and he cleaned up all his tools and got it all straightened up, and it's so nice and neat in here. And I'm like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. Even if Lydia doesn't come, it inspired him to clean up his stuff. So that was pretty cool. All right, so I got a little bit of it. Let's see how this starts looking when I do my detail. And then I'll start working on the girl a little bit. Uh-oh. That will be cool if you two can. I know, I'm really hoping we can. I'm free for the weekend. Like I said, it's not on me, it's on her. It's whenever her and Dennis, whatever their schedule is and what they're doing. But we've talked on the side, and we're planning on it together at some point. They even mentioned us doing a live together, but I don't know if that would have to happen here at my place. I'm about 40-50 minutes from Orlando, and I don't know if she wants to drive over here for that. If not, then we'll go to Orlando and see her too. So we got a free weekend, so not much going on that I know of. I can always find something. I know. I love it, T. When Robert, I've been trying to get him on forever. He's not a shy guy. I mean, he's not used to the camera, but normally he's a bit of a crack up. And as the girls know, sometimes when we go on our other live group with the group, he's always making comments and, having fun. And now, since he's a little bit familiar and some of the girls made the comments about him and his little tank top there, I'm like, oh, now he's all about, oh, I got to go on. He said he wants to show off. Anyway, about 18 minutes from, Navarre Beach. 18 minutes, Navarre Beach. I know that beach. Why can I not place where that? What would he do if we told you well, you're his girl now, Terry. Robert's. You're Robert's other girl. He's always, where's my Terry? Where's Terry? Oh, no telling. Yeah, he might buy a new house or something when you come. All right, so Now what I'm going to do is you guys can kind of, I'm going to see if I can hold it up. I've got, so you can kind of see how it's got that dimensional effect to it. Now that I got it carved out a little bit, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a toothbrush, and I also have this little guy. I'm just going to kind of create as best I can that little like rain effect, a subtle rain effect with this. And sometimes you can't even really see this until you actually paint it. Then the textures start coming through. But I guarantee you it's going to have that like pulled effect on there. So it just kind of shows you can use all kinds of tools with clay. A lot of times, people want to go out and buy. Now, the one I just used, I would definitely say, for this kind of technique, it's good to have that. I mean, I don't know if you tried using a spoon or something, it might get you through, but it's really best to have that particular tool. But the clay tools are not that expensive, and you can get a whole set of them for like $10 or something. They're not too bad. It's just west of Pensacola Beach. Oh, they filmed parts of. Okay, yeah. I got you, girl. I got you now. I knew the beach sounded familiar. I haven't been to that one, and I just kind of like place where it was. Excuse me for the cough, guys. All right, so even though I'm still going, I'm going vertical. I'm just pushing this way to try to get that effect. And the clay does kind of roll off a little bit on you when you're doing it. I've got a little thin spot right there that I can see. I gotta be. But the one thing about the polymer clay is you can get it super thin. I mean, like this stuff can be like almost paper thin. It's crazy. So a lot of people who do jewelry with polymer clay, they get it really, really thin, and then they do all kinds of caning and stuff like that. Which, like I said, I haven't gotten myself into caning yet because it just is too much too involved for me. I like hand building anyway. So now I'm just going through with this little guy, which is really, I can see it myself. It's giving that really nice like rain event. It's just like these little teeth. You see those little teeth? They're kind of beat up. I've used this a few times. It's got these really small little teeth on it. And that's giving me that vertical rain effect right there. Try to keep it fairly straight. Of course, rain does kind of sometimes go in, and it doesn't always go down straight, does it? Now, I'm trying to get that little cleaned up there, but it's not perfect. I'm not going to sweat it. But, I want somewhat of a circle. All right, so I think that's pretty good. I think it's got enough dimension there. You guys can actually see that. Now, what I'm going to do, because I'm hoping that I will have enough time to actually paint some of this so you can see how it comes alive with the paint. Because you can paint on the raw clay. You can paint it. I could technically fire this as is, and I'm going to get this little bitty corner out here. I could fire this as is and then paint it, which, you can easily do. I have a tendency sometimes to paint it when it's raw. I don't know why, I just do. Also, too, when you're going around an area like this, if you hit these edges, like the edges of where your two pieces meet, it gives it more dimension. So you can see I'm taking the edge. I've got a smaller one like this too. I should probably just use that one. And I'm just kind of making that more defined around there so it stands out a little bit more. It's almost like an outline in the clay. Like if you're outlining with black or something, you're painting, the same kind of concept. And it makes it, like I said, makes it stand out a little bit more. Get that a little bit cleaner. And remember, everything has, even a piece of paper has an edge, okay? That was something that learned to me when I was first learning to start carving. Nothing is totally flat. I mean, even this has an edge on it, has some of an edge. So everything that's 3D has dimension, and that's something to keep in mind if you're doing anything like this. Is you want to create that edge dimension and keep that there. All right, I think that's pretty good right there. That's kind of bugging me, but I'm kind of a perfectionist sometimes with the clay pieces, depending on what it is. All right, I think, okay, we're good with the background. I won't fiddle with that no more. Laura, how's it going, girlie? How are you doing today? How's London? London cold and overcast. I don't know. That's what I always envision about London. I've never been there, or England. I'm not sure if you're actually in London. I'm sorry. I don't think you're actually in London, but you're in England. Is that I know that they have a lot of rain. I'm always envisioning it being a little rainy there a lot. But yeah. Okay. Here we go. Like I said, you can sort of see it right now. It reminds me like the little Morton Salt girl. Now what I'm going to do is I think I'll just go ahead and do a little bit of that with the the umbrella. Basically just continue to carve. I'm trying to find, oh, I got a smaller one. See, I have a little smaller one right here. And I'm going to use that for the umbrella. And all I'm doing here, once again, is just kind of taking that little edge out. You're kind of just carving that edge out, and you're making that almost like beveled in a way, so that it looks dimensional. All right. Got my little collection of clay over here. My sister and brother live in England. It's called, I'm in Hull in UK. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I realize that you're not in London. I think everybody just naturally wants to assume that when they think of England, they think of London. But there's a lot more to it than that. I know that, darling. No, that's Garmin, but I'm glad you're here. What time is it over there, by the way? It's 2:15 Eastern time here in Florida. I don't know what time you guys got over there, your time difference. Okay, so that's that. And let me see. I think that's, I need to kind of fix that little area there. Yeah, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Tracy Hawkins, whereabouts? 9:15. Oh, it's 9:15. Oh, it's at nighttime, you guys. 7:45. Oh, you guys are at night. Okay. Dang, it is a big time difference. All right, so now I've got the umbrella kind of carved out, and I'm going to do that. Now, one thing I wanted to do here on the inside of her umbrella is, you notice she's got all these little fun elements in here. I've got some stamps, some little, these are from Dollar Tree. I know a lot of people, if you live in the UK, I don't think they have those over there, but you've got some sort of maybe discount stores. What kind of discount stores do you guys have in England that's kind of maybe similar to what we call the dollar store or the Dollar Tree or whatever? Anyway, so I'm just going to kind of press a little bit of these in here for interest. And like I said, once it's painted, you'll be able to kind of like see how these things come alive, and the images will show up really nice. Okay, so I'm just pressing that in there. This is a little bee. By the way, I'm doing a bee theme for tomorrow in another group. So you guys want to hang out, and this is going to be a book theme, which I'm doing a whole book with bees and all kinds of stuff. So it'll be kind of fun to watch. Well, that was a little, that one's a, what was that one? That was a ladybug. And some flowers, put some flowers in it. Just kind of give it dimension. So like I said, mine's not going to be exactly like hers, but I'm just trying to get a general feel of what she's got going on. Plus, I wouldn't want to copy something, you know, entirely like somebody else did anyway. That's not cool to do. It's okay to get inspirations, but you need to make it your own, right? All right, let's see. Maybe put one other little flower right here, and then I'm going to call that good. Oh, it's not that great. Your little Dollar Tree stores are not great. No, it's too bad. Yeah, I must tell you, it's kind of nice here to have those here in the States, because, you know, as we talk about them all the time, us creators, we live there. I go there, you know, just to go there and look for crafts. Excuse me again. Okay, so there's that. Now, I do need to go ahead and put those little, I just want to keep kind of bringing this out to make it a little bit more dimensional. Because like I said, if you think about it, the umbrella, the top part of the umbrella would actually come out more, you know, like this part would be recessed inside here. So you want that to look recessed a little bit. I probably even should have carved that out a little bit that way, but I think I can create that. Like I said, I was thinking about taking a piece of black clay and actually laying it over the top of this area, but I'm thinking, you know, I can paint it just as easily too. But by doing that, it would kind of create a little bit more dimension on it. But I'm not going to sweat it. I'm just going to go with the flow and use this, and I think it'll look fine. Just keep kind of taking it out a little bit. But if you do this number here and you carve to where you it's kind of like a bevel, where it's a little bit kind of like it rolls a little bit on the edge, so it's not like a straight. You can do that sort of thing, and then it starts looking dimensional like that. Okay, so that's that part. Now let me go ahead and put those little lines back in for the umbrella that has to meet. Let me see, there's a point there. that pretty much has to meet that's the little metal braces or whatever the heck you call them things inside the umbrella. Okay. And then there's one over here that has to meet there. I have a friend who will send me some stuff. Oh, okay, that's cool. Cool. So you have somebody in the States that actually does like a little care package. Well, Happy Mail, get some Happy Mail from us over here. That's pretty darn cool. Laura, I'm going to take this little guy here. This is a silicone tool, and I'm going to clean it up. I'm just going to kind of make it a little bit prettier here. My part was kind of bugging me a little bit, and then I'm going to take this guy and kind of scratch. I want it to be a little bit more butted up against there. Yeah. Yeah, that's nice to have somebody to do that for you. Okay, and let me see. I got to finish. Where'd my little guy go? Oh, it's right here. Putting these little lines in here. Oh, somebody just, UPS just delivered something. Hope it's for me. We only have 3 houses on our street, so I'm not sure when UPS comes who's it for. But we get a lot of, I order a lot of stuff on Amazon, guys. And Temu. Okay, there you go. It's still probably worth it, though, to pay the shipping with all the goodies you can get, right? You know, you can actually, I don't know if you know this, but Dollar Tree has a website, and you can go on their website and see the stuff. I assume you can access it from there, and then you can decide if you wanted to get something from there. Oh, I forgot a little spot right here, guys. Look here. This little area here is part of the background, and I almost forgot that. I'm seeing that now. Pull some of that out so it looks dimensional. Yeah, you could actually go on there and look and see what you want. And but you have, if you order there, I don't know if they're shipped to you. You have to have somebody do it and send it to you. But they you have to order like a quantity of such and such to be able to do that number. You can kind of see what they got, the kind of stuff they carry. All right, so I'm gonna get my little tool here and pull it down. Glad I saw that little spot there. That would look weird if I would have gone ahead and fired that and not had that done. Okay. All right, so I'm going to kind of hold it up. I know it looks like not much from your guys' end, but you can kind of see. Let me get these pieces off of here. Can't do much with that on there. You can kind of see how it's starting to take shape, guys. Okay, it's starting to take shape a little bit. All right, so let me go ahead and I'm going to carve a little bit with the same tool here. Dollar Tree website. Yeah, they have the Dollar Tree website. I've gone on. I've actually ordered, like if I've done a paint party or something like that, or I just know that I'm going to be using a lot of something, I've ordered from them. And basically what they do is they deliver to the store closest to you, and then you go pick it up from the store. All right, so her hair I'm going to make a little bit longer. Get her bangs in there. Like I said, I hope I get to the painting part of this. I figured this would take me a little bit of time, but I didn't want to pre-do it because I wanted you guys to see the actual process. But as you can see, it's kind of like drawing in the clay, drawing and cutting away and carving. And it looks really great afterwards. I've done a few pieces like this. I've done a gnome and I've got a cute little chicken and a goat and a couple other things that I've done in this process right here. So actually I want to take that, a little bit of that away because that's her hair from her face. So you want to take away from those areas, like right up next to the area. Like I said, I could easily add a piece of clay on top of this if I wanted to make it more stick out more. I thought about that, but I'm just kind of seeing how it looks this way first before I add anything to it. If I need to add that, I will. Right now, I'm just kind of doing this number here. You guys got anything? I know it's only Wednesday, but anybody got any fun thing going on for the weekend? Got any plans? This area here in Florida, it's nice and sunny, and it's already basically getting summertime. We have a lot of festivals, and I live in a college town, so it's very active. There's always artisan festivals and music festivals. Matter of fact, they had a original music festival last weekend. They do it every few months. Now, see for the hair, I'm just, I don't know if you guys can see that or not. The hair, I'm just carving. I'm just doing like little lines and taking some of it out there, kind of creating that hair. Stuff rolls off on you. You got to work that down. Get that out of there. If you were doing wood, you'd be going through the same thing. You'd take off your shavings. I think I'm actually going to let it. I love the image you're referring. Yeah, isn't it pretty? I mean, it's a little Asian girl. But yeah, I loved it. I thought it was really pretty. I wanted something like this, you know, that had a female with an umbrella in the rain. I thought about doing a critter like a little mouse or something with a flower. I almost went that way, but I'm like, you know, I haven't done anything like this in a while with females, so I figured I'd do a female. All right, so this one, let me see, let me bring this out a little bit more. Trying to carve away so we can get to her face. I don't want her face to look too weird. It is kind of sticking out there, which is what I need it to do. That's good. All right, and then I got her neckline over here. What time have I got, guys? Okay, I've only got my giveaway tool. I've got an alarm on here, and it's going to go off in the 5 minutes too, which is good night. I can't believe most of my time is already. I cannot believe how this 45 minutes just flies by. So obviously, you're not going to see me do much of the painting on here because I need to finish carving it out first. But I wanted to show you how good. There's my alarm, by the way. Dang, I got 5 minutes, guys. All right, well, okay. I'm going to keep working. And I was hoping that I'd be able to show you how I'm going to paint this, but that might not happen today. Doesn't look like it because I still got a little bit of the carving left to go. However, I am set up for my giveaway tool. And if you don't know what that is, I'm going to tell you right now. Or if you do, guys, go ahead in the comments and put in hashtag, what was the word? Let me look for a quick second. Oh, rain. Hashtag rain. If you want to win have a chance at winning a $5 Amazon gift certificate, put in hashtag rain, and I'll run my giveaway tool here in a minute, and we'll do that. We'll have some fun with that. That's always a lot of fun. So I'll give you guys a chance to do that. I got 5 minutes left, so let's go ahead and do that. And by the way, don't forget, like I said, Miss Judy Wyatt from Wyatt's Whatnots is going to be coming up this afternoon. You make sure that you go over there and check her out. Follow all the rest of the girls and see what they're doing today. And they're going to be having some really fun things I know going on. And yeah, and I'll be back tomorrow. Like I said, I've got another event tomorrow that I'll be doing this really fun book. It's kind of like a game theme. So there's going to be a lot of fun going on with that with the other girls in that group as well. All right, let's see, what else do I have to do? Come on, you do get your hashtags in there. Oh, you saw Robert? I didn't see Robert. I'm not looking at my comments. I'm trying to get a little bit done. Sprinkled you out. Thank you there, Miss Melanie. I appreciate you sprinkling me out. And once again, this is just one of those projects that takes a little bit of extra time. But I will definitely work on it the rest of the day while I'm watching the girls, and I'll get her painted up and looking like something pretty once I get a chance to finish carving this out. I probably should have pre-carved a little bit of it out to show you. I mean, so I'd have some of it done. Hashtag rain, guys. Hashtag rain. Hashtag rain. Okay, I got 3 minutes. I'm going to give 1 more minute, guys. Put in your hashtag rain. And then now on the small pieces, by the way, guys, if you're interested, I try to use a smaller tool or even my little liner brush to go in and just carve those areas out like that and get that to where you can see the detail on it. So you just kind of create those lines because these are the hands, and the hands have a lot of small detail. I'm obviously going to have to work on that a little bit later, but I'm going to show you. I'm going to hold you up so you can kind of see, and then we'll do the giveaway. All right, so you can kind of see the process here, how she's coming together. Okay, and once I get, I'm going to paint her very similar to the colors that I got going on in the picture. But of course, she'll have her own little take to it. Now, let me turn my camera up. I got 2 minutes left. And we'll do that little giveaway tool for a second. I was really hoping I'd get a lot further along than that, guys, so you could actually see the painting, because once you see the painting, it's pretty cool. Although this is a pretty cool effect too, so it's just a nice, fun way to use the clay. All right, hashtag rain, everybody. Here it goes. Let's do the giveaway tool. Let me share it out. Getting over here so I can see it. Oops, it sounds like we've got some rain clouds coming over. I'll get out here before my rain starts because I'm in a tin roof and it sounds like popcorn when it rains in here. In this place. Make sure we got the tool. Okay, now you guys see it. All right, here we go. We're going to roll it out here. Painting Crafty. Painting Crafty. Woohoo. All right. There you go, Miss Melanie. Painting Crafty. She got it. She got it. She got April Showers event. $5 gift certificate will be coming to you, darling, at the end of the month, which will be next week. So look out for that. I do need, Melanie, I don't think I have your email address, so make sure that you do send me your email address on that. And by the way, Jeanie is up. I forgot to tell, Jeanie's palette is right after me. She's probably already on. So you guys definitely go check Jeanie out and see what she's doing. She might do a paint pour. She might do something creative. But yeah, it's good to be here as usual. And come see me tomorrow. I'll be doing the giveaway tool again. And I've got another cool project that's got bees and stuff on it. So it's going to be kind of cool. All right. I've got 1 minute. They say not to let go until you have the exact minute. But I think I'm pretty much close. There we go. That's the 3 o'clock mark. See you later. Go watch Jeanie. See the rest of the girls. Bye-bye.